Hi everyone, this is Devang. Welcome to the Outlaw Joseph Scott's episode 92, entitled A Shortage of Smiths. This is a town episode. Joseph and Annabelle, if you recall, last episode had gone into the mines and they had rescued a lost soul before she could be devoured by Bel'ial. And actually, they didn't even manage to face Bel'ial. Thank goodness for them. So now they are back in town, hoping to find a town that has a blacksmith to upgrade Annabelle's gear and do a few other things like gain some more money, etc., etc. So let's see how this town episode goes for them. Okay, here we are, everybody. So we need to travel to town, which is going to be the first thing. We'll go ahead. We're going to make this exciting, as per usual. So we'll go ahead and go to a large town, which means we are going to have one travel hazard per hero, and 1, 2, or 3 we'll add an additional travel hazard. So let's roll 2 dice. We are getting 4 hazards. So there you go. So what do we have here? So red will be the first digit. Purple will be the second digit. So the first hazard of 4 is a 35. A ruined fort. You come across the smoking ruins of a military fort. It looks as though it was besieged and overrun sometime in the last few days. Your heart sinks. Each hero loses 1 grit. If you do not have a grit to lose, well, they do each have a grit. Well, actually, Joseph has 2. He starts with 2, but they use their grit. Instead, they would take sanity damage, which carries over. But that does not happen because they do have a grit to spend. So, the second event, well, let's re-roll that. Because that is the same as the one I just had. Doesn't make sense. Boy, it really wants to roll something similar. Alright, 32, a plagued church. Approached on the road by a tattered figure in dirty robes, he tells you of a church nearby beset by a plague of pestilence. Each hero must decide to turn away and keep on the road, or ride out to help this cursed group. Each hero decides to help must spend 1 grit or take a d6 corruption hits as they are ravaged by the plague, and then make a Spirit 5+ test. If successful, gain 25 experience. If at least 5 successes are rolled, between all heroes helping, the plague is wore off, and the Grateful Church gives the heroes its prized artifact. Draw a mine artifact. Well, considering together they have a total of 4 spirit, and they don't have any, well, Joseph has a grit, Annabelle doesn't. So, unfortunately, they will ignore that one. So, that is unfortunate. Alright, so the third travel hazard is a 24, Darkstone Convoy. As you ride up the trail, you come across a convoy of wagons carrying a load of Darkstone and armed guards. They tell you the town up ahead is paying top dollar for any Darkstone they can get their hands on. During your town stay, any Darkstone shards sold by the hero are worth an extra $25 each. Well, that's nice. We do have a full 8. But I do not think we are going to sell them because Annabelle needs to use some to, get Darkstone grips and stuff. So, next, so the last travel hazard is a 21, a Mimic Beast. Waking in the night, you see one of the other posse members moving about. As your eyes focus, you see that they're covered in blood and seem to have torn apart one of the horses and are eating it now. So 1 random hero must discard any transport they have. Also, 1 other random hero is missing. Who knows how long this Mimic Beast was posing as your friend? Okay, well that's unfortunate. So, who is the person that is the Mimic? Let's see, 1, 2, or 3, it is Annabelle. 4, 5, or 6, it is Joseph. So this is going to be who is the random hero that's the mimic. One random hero discards the transport. So let's see who discards the transport. Annabelle currently has the horse. There's only one horse between the two of them. So Joseph. Joseph does not have a horse. Okay? So he doesn't. So we kept our horse. And then, who knows how long this movie is posing as your friend? You find the missing hero tied up. So that is, oh, actually, I guess it's all. Also, one other random hero is missing. So again, 1, 2, 3 is Annabelle. 4, 5, or 6 is Joseph. Or is it one other? Does that mean it has to be Annabelle? Well, no, the first one was just for basically whose horse was eaten. So there was no horse eaten. Apparently he's eating, an animal or something. So let's see who it is. It is Joseph as well. So that's good because Annabelle does not lose any experience. And Joseph will take a d6 wounds, ignoring defense, which will carry over. So he's got 5 wounds that are going to carry over. Alright, well, so those were the travel hazards. They're out of the way. So let's go to the town. So what type of town do we find? Roll 2d6. It is a 5, so it is a rail town. Excellent. Okay, so the rail town. For special rules, so you can see the rail town. Choo-choo. Alright, as fresh supplies that start every day in town. Each hero must draw a gear card. This is a special deal they find offered by a street vendor. This card may be purchased by a hero for its listed value plus $100. Alright, so each hero gets 2. We draw 2 daily event cards. And we can take a train. It doesn't really matter. But each hero can start next adventure fully healed. So that 5 points isn't going to make a difference, which is nice. Alright, and on the back, special options, send a telegraph, so we can make a luck test. You gain plus 1 sanity, so it's a permanent one sanity, once per hero per town stay. And Joseph could rob the train. Interesting. Okay, so let us see what is in this town. There's nothing special as far as locations that are going to be here, or will not be here. So the first location is the Mutant Quarter. The second location is a general store. The third location is a sheriff's office. The fourth location is a doctor's office. The fifth location is the Frontier Outpost. The sixth location is the church. Don't tell me there's not going to be a blacksmith here. Is a street market. And the 8th location, I'm drawing randomly, is a saloon. So all that, and there is no blacksmith. Jeez. All right. Well then, unfortunately, folks, no blacksmith, which means we're probably not going to be doing a lot of stuff. Two things to do here. First, Annabelle. As an orphan, start of every town, she rolls 3 dice. If she gets triples, she gets 1 discovery towards her orphan mission. She has none right now. We haven't found very many clue tokens. Unfortunately, she has no grit to re-roll the 6, just because. Nah, still wouldn't have worked. Alright. Well, that's out of the way. So we start with two things. Fresh supplies. Each hero gets a gear card. So Annabelle gets a journal page. And Joseph gets a lucky hat. I don't think we want either one of those today. Daily event. So we're going to draw 2 daily event cards. The first one is market prices are down. All prices are -10 today. And the second one is wounded soldiers. Each hero can give up their day in town to help the wounded. Lower 3+ test, gain 10 experience for every 3+ rolled. If at least 1 to 6 is rolled, you can also draw a gear card. Alright, so day 1. I think Annabelle's going to go ahead and do the wounded soldiers. She's going to make a lore 3+ test. She has a lore of 4. Oh, sorry, a lore of 3. I should give her the pipe, simply so that she could potentially get some grit, but that's fine. All right, 3 dice, 10 experience for every 3+ rolled, and if she rolls a 6, she can get a gear card. All right, so she's going to get 20 experience and a gear card, and that gear card is a dead man's poncho, +3 sanity and ignore weather effects. I think she can carry it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she can carry 7. So she has the dead man's poncho. For the moment, anyway. So that is all she's going to do today. Joseph needs to decide what he wants to do. I don't think there's anything at the mutant quarter that we might want. Well, let's see. Let's take this first. Joseph doesn't have one corruption to get rid of. Annabelle has 2 corruption, but we want to keep her with the 2 corruption. She can hold 2 more, and she gets +2 damage for those 2 corruptions. So she's good. I think 2 is a good number. So we'll leave her at 2. I don't think there's anything we want to do at the church at all. The frontier outposts, we can certainly try to rob it. The mutant quarter. There's no mutations, anything worth buying. They're full up on side bag items, so that's all fine. It might be interesting to get the extractor from the mutant quarter, though. Just in case, for Annabelle, the extractor is, once per adventure, at the start of a turn, use 1 grit and take d6 wounds, ignoring defense, to remove d3 corruption points. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Then again, it might be worth just letting her potentially mutate. I mean, she can hold 2 more and she's got 2, so she's still in pretty good shape. Yeah, I think that's probably, I don't think we need to do it in the town quarter. What else might we have? Let's see. Don't have the blacksmith, the doctor's office. So Joseph probably wants to go to the doctor's office to get his corruption removed. But there's nothing else that he wants to do there. He doesn't need the anti-venom injection. He's got the rattlesnake fangs. Although we could put that to Annabelle. But nah. I think we're good for that. There's the saloon. Yeah, you know, the gambling's just kind of so-so. He can't go to the sheriff's office. I don't think there's anything at the general store. And then there's the street market, which we could at the street market. Well, that is a question. So is there something better than the executioner pistol? that we might want to get Annabelle. It's 3 right now. It has the Darkstone grip on it, so it's 3 shots, range 6 plus 1 damage. We've got the Ornate Pistol, which is range 7, 2 shots, once per fight, add plus 2 damage to a hit with the pistol. That's probably not worth it. We could use another horse, since apparently we're not going to get to a blacksmith to buy a horse. So maybe we want to get a mutant horse. Joseph is not a traveler, or tribal, or scout. So that would be something to look at. The general store, do they have any good guns? They've got the quick draw pistol, which would give her +1 initiative. So initiative 5. Or the gunfighter's pistol, range 7, 3 shots. Actually, I think the gunfighter pistol, so I lose 1 damage, but gain a shot. With the gunfighter's pistol, where is that? Right there. So range 7, 3 shots as opposed to range 6, 2 shots plus 1 damage. So 3 shots with that upgrade. So I'd be 4 shots if I get the Darkstone grip on the gunfighter's pistol. So I lose 1 damage, but I gain 1 shot. That is going to be a tough call. You know, or alternately, she could go for like a shotgun, which might be an interesting thing to do. You know, her skill is +1 combat, and she does have the cavalry saber, which is kind of nice. And of course, the hunting rifle is nice too. But no, I think, you know what, I think the Executioner pistol is probably still the good idea. The extra 1 damage, because she, between that with the cavalry saber, I think she'll be good with that. Okay. General store. That is something to check. Let me do a quick look at the sheriff's office. Joseph can't go there, but she can. And I haven't spent much time looking at the sheriff's office simply because Joseph hasn't been able to. But sheriff's office. Ooh. So that's an interesting thing. And look, the Executioner shotgun. The duelist gun belt is what I was looking at. When dual wielding, each gun gets +1 shot. She could buy that. It's expensive, but she could buy that for Joseph and give him an extra shot per. That might be something. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, let her go in there and do that. And then there's an Executioner shotgun. Range 3, 3 shots, use the D8 for a hit, but it only uses D6 for damage. But it is +1 damage if the target is adjacent. And then theoretically, he's got a Peacekeeper pistol, range 6, 3 shots. Or the Punisher, range 6, 2 shots, uses the D8, once per trick can reroll damage for a hit. So that is the thing. Something that does a D8 for damage is just about as good as a damage +1. But it's nothing that's one-handed. That's going to be the issue. And I know there is a weapon that will shoot that uses a D8. I think it's to hit and not for damage, but that would be probably something that could be useful. But as it is now, I think we'll stick with the +1 damage since she's essentially dual wielding. With, you know, in that regard with the cavalry saber, there's no. So getting that duelist gun belt for Joseph would be extraordinary, I think. Getting an extra die. Oof. Now that he has access to that. I don't think there are any other mounts to really get. We're low on carrying space. I think we have one space left between the two of them after grabbing that dead man's poncho. So, crap. Yeah, and there's no place to buy, unfortunately, such a horrible, there's no place to buy, like, attachments for the cavalry saber and stuff. I really need a blacksmith. So yeah, rambling a bit. Alright, Joseph is going to the doctor's office. He's going to get that one corruption removed. So what happens there... It is a 5 dirty tools. Surgery attempts are -1, which is fine. He's getting treat for corruption. So he's going to remove 1 for $100. Then he rolls a die. 1, 2, or 3. He takes a d6 wounds. So he's going to take a d6 wounds. He takes 4 wounds. It doesn't really matter because they're going to be able to use rail travel. So that's going to be it for day 1. Let's see, do we have a town event? Day 1. We do not. Joseph needs to roll to see how badly he is recognized. He is recognized quite a bit, but that's fine. So let's say day 2. So the only place that has horses apparently is the mutant that are here is the mutant quarter, and that just isn't. Was it the mutant quarter? No, it wasn't the mutant quarter. Which location was it? Was it the street market? See, now I'm getting all confused here. I think we definitely want to rob the outpost. And the saloon doesn't have anything. Or the smuggler's den. Huh. I don't know where I put that. Indian trading post. There's glyphs, but we don't have an Indian trading post. I don't know why I just cannot find what I was looking for. I know somewhere I found, there was like the slug to ride and stuff that, I couldn't necessarily do, but here we are at the street market. Now, so the street market has a mutant horse, a wild horse, a Tredaran stallion, and a mutant horse. So the mutant horse gets 10 experience each time you travel. Use a grit to add or subtract 1 to roll for the type of town found. The Tredaran stallion says use 1 grit to personally ignore the immediate effects of a travel hazard. I don't think I really want either one of those. We could buy another ornate case, which I think we may do. We don't. I don't feel quite comfortable enough getting that getting that belt. I mean, it would be nice. I mean, there's the silver buckle, which he's already got, so, which lets him heal 1 each time he kills somebody. It also has the free attack once per adventure, and it's Law or Showman only, so Joseph's the only one that can do it, unless I could have Annabelle take Law, which would be kind of silly. So I don't think I'm going to do that quite yet. And that duelist gun belt is clothing belt, and I think getting the +1 shot with each gun would be more powerful than his silver buckle, but it is really expensive. So I think I want to. I definitely think I want to save up for that a little bit more, because we also will want to have some funds to. If we ever get to a town that has a blacksmith, we have Annabelle's cavalry saber, which needs to be upgraded badly with at least a Darkstone grip to get her an extra die. You know, other than that, I mean, we just replace her with something like a shotgun. Give her a two-handed weapon, which is an option. You know, we could, if I get her Law, we can get her the Punisher, which is the D8. You know, 2 shots, range 6. She can make it 3 shots. And once per turn, she can reroll damage for 1 hit. So, you know, that's 3,000. You know, that's certainly kind of a reasonable thing to do. Or get her a hunting rifle. You know, I don't know. But she can't dual wield, so you know that's the whole thing. All right, well, day 2. So each hero gets to draw a gear card. So Annabelle, there's a Scafford buckle, +2 health. Gain an extra +1 health for each mutation you have. That's not going to be bought by anybody. Joseph has a Scafford hat, +1 initiative for each mutation you have. Well, neither one has mutations. We don't want a mutation at all. So we will ignore that. And then let's see. We draw 2 new daily events. All right. We have a no effect. But we have a specialty town. So we do roll on the event for the specialty town, which is a 5 train robbery. Gang of bandits routes to 310 train to Listina. Telegraph lines are swamped with the news. Heroes may not send a telegraph for the rest of this town's stay. That's too bad, because I was actually thinking to do that and get one plus 1 sanity for each person, but that is not to be. And we get another one. Just another day on the frontier. And that is a 1. Just the Hell Train. Rocketing through town into the night, the demonic Hell Train blows its whistle and sets the tracks ablaze in its wake. Every hero in town loses 1 grit and takes D6 horror hits. Alright, well, Joseph loses his 1 remaining grit, which is unfortunate. Then they take a D6 horror hits, which isn't going to matter because we get to heal taking the train for the rail travel from the rail town. Alright, so day 2. Let's get on with this. It's been kind of long despite not doing anything in particular. So, what did we say we were going to do? I completely forgot what I was going to do with our characters. Got to talking. Well, Joseph's going to rob And I guess Annabelle, how's her luck? She's a 3 luck. She's a 3 lore. I mean, I guess she could go to the saloon and try to... Or cunning, actually. What's her cunning? Her cunning's only a 2, so she's not going to bother gambling. Yeah, no, there's just nothing. There's just nothing good that I particularly want to do. Which makes looking at that duelist gun belt, or going and getting deputized. Deputized only works on a 1, 2, or 3. So she probably wants to deputize and then buy, like, the Punisher or something, or a Peacekeeper pistol or something at the same turn. So I don't know that it's worth it, since she can lose it at the end of each adventure, about a 50% chance, and, you know, cost 50 experience. So, so let's see. Joseph wants to rob. You know what? They will both go to the Frontier Outpost. Let's just do that. Annabelle, I think we might as well go ahead and sell Darkstone. I mean, heck. Actually, I mean, we've got 8. We might as well, and we can't spend any of it, so we might as well sell like half of it. Yeah. Hope we pick up some more. She can get a bounty. And she can train with soldiers. So let's do that. Let's get her that extra stuff. So she's going to go, and all Joseph's going to do is going to go rob the bank. So we'll start with selling the Darkstone. Let's sell 4. So it's a D6 times, basically times 50 each, because it's an extra 25 per because of that travel hazard. Alright, so 10, 16 times 50. So what is that? Every 2 is 100, right? So 800. 800. That's good. And then she's going to train with the soldiers. Gives her 50 experience. Not great, but every little bit helps. The bounty is going to be for night terrors. It'll be $150 per night terror. And then actually, I probably should use the the warrant or whatever bounty for the sheriff's department has the same to do the low threat nowadays rather than doing the roll. But we'll go with the night terrors for right now. All right, and last is holding up the bank, the outpost bank. So Joseph makes an agility 5+ test. He's got 6 dice. He has no grit. Nice. All right. Well, he gets 3, which isn't bad. Okay, and he gets a D6 times 50 for each person. I'm taking pure money. I'm not taking any Darkstone. Pure money. Nice. D6 times 50 each. So 10, 14 is going to come up to $700. So we made $1,500 today. We did lose 150 for Joseph for last being recognized. All right. I think that's it, and that is it for the day. So let us see if there's a town event. There is not. I don't think we're staying for another day. I think that's it. I think that is all we care to do. Because there's no, we're struggling to do anything else. So I won't roll to see if Joseph's recognized, because it doesn't matter. that is it. A bit disappointing, but it is interesting. I did find that Executioner shotgun, or the Punisher shotgun, and the Duelist gun belt, especially, that could be really good. So it is going to be a question of, I don't know. That is a good question. What do we really want Annabelle to go with, the Executioner pistol and the Cavalry Saber duo? Theoretically, she'd be getting 4 dice with the Cavalry, or 4 dice with the Cavalry Saber, because right now there's combat 3 with the Darkstone grip. Add 1, and she's getting 3 shots with the Executioner pistol. So 7 attacks on somebody who's adjacent. And she's got 2 corruption. That's going to be plus 2 damage on the saber, and plus 3 damage on the Executioner pistol, plus 4 damage if we can get some Darkstone bullets. But none of that, we haven't been able to get any of that. But getting 3 shots at range 6 with a shotgun is a nice thing as well. Alternately grabbing something like, let me see what other, I think the general store has a shotgun as well. So it's got the double barrel. Yeah, but that's only range 4. So yeah, the law one, either one of the law ones is actually pretty good. The Executioner doesn't have, basically it comes with the Darkstone grip, but it only uses a d6 for damage, but it's a d6 plus 1 if the target's adjacent, which with 2 heroes a lot of the time they're going to be, the enemies are going to be adjacent. But it only uses, d6 plus 1 and a d8. Yeah, I think the Punisher is just going to be flat out better. It is more expensive because you have to add the Darkstone grip to it, but then it also lets you reroll damage for one of the hits. And the D8 and a D8 for damage and D6 plus 1 are going to be pretty similar. The D6 plus 1 is 2 to 7, whereas D8 is 1 to 8. So you get a little bit more fluctuation. Slightly, higher chance though to get a critical. So I don't know. I don't know what's better. She does have the plus 1 combat from her hunt them all, orphan mission. But I mostly took it for the plus 1 damage on all your attacks. So that's why she's got a 3 combat, whereas normally they don't. She doesn't have, they don't have that high a combat. So, I don't know. We'll have to think about it. If you have any opinions on that, whether you think I should continue with her Cavalry Saber and pistol, or if you think I should move to the shotgun, feel free to give me some input. And the other decision, obviously, is getting that Duelist gun belt for Joseph. He would lose his Silver Buckle, which is anytime he kills an enemy, he heals 1 wound or 1 sanity. It also has a special free attack once per adventure, does a d6 to all adjacent enemies, ignoring armor. Or ignoring defense. He got from the blacksmith rolling the double 6s or whatever. He got the special rune engraved on it. So that's a belt. And Annabelle cannot wear it because it is law or showman only. Well, she can wear it if she becomes law, which could be interesting. Unfortunately, the deputized becoming law will go away. And it does cost 50 experience, so that will slow her down if I keep doing that. So I don't know if I'll want to do that every time. But getting that duelist gun belt for dual wielding, each gun gets +1 shot. I mean, Joseph's got 5 dice with each of his outlaw pistols. That's just kind of ridiculous. And then he gets mortar hits with the 6. So that just may be crazy, crazy good. Especially since he can reroll hits and stuff like that. So I am thinking of that. That is super expensive though. That is $5,800. We did gain. Let's see. What did I say? We had $1,500 minus 100 for buying. Well, 90, I guess, because the prices were $10 cheaper that first day. 90 for the removing the corruption, and we did pay. He did pay the 150 for, bride money, hush money, to townsfolk. So still made over 1,000. So I think we're right around a little over 8,000 right now. Total. We have been saving up a bit, selling things. Joseph and Annabelle haven't bought much. I mean, they basically have found just about everything. So other than buying, horses, and a couple, and some like one Darkstone grip for the Executioner pistol, which we didn't get to that one time because we didn't have enough Darkstone at the time. So anyway, I am just rambling. So those are the 2 things to keep in mind, and you guys can feel free to give me input on what you think. That is, saving up or spending next time we go to town, getting the duelist gun belt for Joseph, and then do we want to continue with the Executioner pistol and the cavalry saber for Annabelle, especially since she's got the +2 damage from the Orb of Rokal and the having the 2 corruption. So more hits, more attacks is sort of generally better. But she could conceivably get rid of those and take that the D8 for a shotgun instead. To get more consistent damage, because the cavalry saber is kind of I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that, whether we continue with the cavalry saber and the Executioner pistol, or think about getting her like a shotgun or something like that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.